Okay, what's going on in
Pulled
Chicago?
up. We'll give you a look at that. It's inside the gate right now, but you can see the flashing lights. So just about 15 minutes ago, there was a major clash between protesters and ICE agents. There were some ICE agents on the roof, and that's when some protesters approached and started yelling at them. I believe we have some video that we are going to get called up for you so that you can kind of see what exactly unfolded. So as those protesters were shouting at the ICE agents, they started to deploy pepper balls. Pepper balls have the same
Look at this
chemicals
lady.
as pepper spray. It's a non-lethal weapon. So down to the ground, she was that we are going to get called up for you so that you can kind of see what exactly unfolded. So as those protesters were shouting at the ICE agents, they started to deploy pepper balls.
Look at this lady. She is standing in front of the ice. It's just starting, guys. Starting in Chicago. What's happening, man? Look at her. Who does the CCR? This is the federal government. You don't do this because all these cities and states are having all these sanctuary cities having all these police are bowing down and because they don't know it's because of policy. This is the federal government. I, we don't know if she's American, foreign, or whatever. But most American citizens, these are laws. You don't. This is mandated. You can't do this. This ain't no female male thing. This is look at the flag she has. She's totally like rebellious in a rebellious state, and it's not an age. We have a lot of respect, and especially in the Midwest, in the Mid America, they're very family oriented and very. But this is uncalled for. This behavior. This is the federal government. We know this is federal level now. It's not got to do with the state no more. You can't do this behavior. And look at her. What's going on here, guys?
balls have the same chemicals as pepper spray. It's a non-lethal weapon. So they started
Oh, she
shooting
pushed
pepper
back.
balls at the protesters. One woman did, really kind of get into a scuffle with ICE agents. She ended up being kind of taken down to the ground. She was later handcuffed and then taken into the facility. So what we can presume is going on with the ambulance is that this woman likely requested medical once she got inside the facility. Obviously, if someone requests medical, you have to bring in an ambulance. So not only is the ambulance here, but we did see a fire truck in the area as well, kind of standing by. So we can assume that this woman likely will be taken to the hospital for some medical treatment or to check up on potential injuries. It's unclear if she will be charged, if she will remain detained after she is taken to the hospital. But shortly before she was put in handcuffs, there was a loudspeaker announcement coming from the facility, and it essentially said that, those of you who are approaching the gate are interfering with federal agents, and they warned that they would arrest individuals who did interfere with this federal operation. As you can see here, this facility is boarded up. There are still some ICE agents on the roof. We will continue to monitor what is going on here. Now, something that we aren't sure about is how many people are inside the facility.
Guys, you got to stop this, man. He's calling the National Guard of Chicago. You can't be doing this. I don't know what generation you're born in. I'm over a generation and a half. I know when this was not allowed. This last 25, 30 years, um, this generation is don't have the same wherewithal of American law. We're a country of law and order. You can't do what this lady has done. This woman has done. She should go to jail because this. And then the news anchor lady here just stated they have gave their warning notice. This is federal government, so you had all the criteria to understand this is federal law, not state law, not county law, not city law. This is federal law, and this behavior is not going to be accepted at all. Not going to be tolerated. And gender thing doesn't matter. You are classified as a citizen or non-citizen, point blank. If you act against federal law, you will be taken down, as we've seen. And her behavior is unnecessary. I don't want other Americans to follow that behavior. If you need to follow that behavior, do what you need to do. It's ill advised to do that because there's Other countries are not going to allow this. They do. I've been traveling other countries. They don't play. America has the most lenient laws, but when the federal government take steps in, then the laws shift and become permanent laws. All the laws are permanent, but they is not tolerated at all at the federal level. It's right or wrong. Period. Let's continue on. I don't believe her behavior. I don't know if she's American or not, but let's continue on.
How many people who have been detained by ICE are currently inside, and if there are any people inside, how much of all this commotion they can hear. We do know, as you saw, the windows are boarded up. It's unclear where exactly they're being held once they are brought here and how long they're being held before they are moved to another facility. There is another protest planned for 7 tonight. We will be here to continue monitoring the situation and bring you the latest. Back to you.
Hey guys, I got another clip to show you. This is crazy. They're going to show you different angles of this lady, and you can see more behavior, and you can see her action, what she does. And the thing is, it's like some people think it's a game. This is not a game. You can't be doing this to the federal government, because it's not a game. So you got to be understanding of the government and be respectful, because now this is getting serious. This behavior is not tolerated at all. So without further ado, let's watch this clip and see what's going on. You'll see a little more about what happened earlier today. This is at nighttime now.
Tensions flare out in Broadview as protesters and ICE agents face off. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Terrence Lee. Casey Cronus has been at the Broadview facility all evening. It is live with more on what's happening right now. Casey.
Broadview, we want to give you a live look at what's happening right now, where a few dozen protesters are still on the ground. Now, it is starting to drizzle, so we've seen some folks leaving, but there are still ICE agents on the roof of the building. Now, there were several clashes earlier today between demonstrators and ICE agents who have been coming in and out of the building. Right now, those protesters are shouting shame and let them go. They've been drawing in chalk on the street. Those same messages, really.
See, this is the stuff that's happening in. This is stuff that's happening in Chicago. That was happening in Portland, Oregon, and other cities. These are, if you look at these groups of people, this is the beginning of this. They want to go against the federal government, but they understand the laws. The federal government is adding, and it's getting more serious, and because they're seeing the backlash, I can imagine. But you can see, look at the audience of these protesters. These are groups. These are protesters that are, I don't know if they're paid or not, but you can see these are organized. You can look how they sector off. You got some with green hats on. You got all kind of. You can look. It's not really like when you always seen protests in the old days where they really was passionate. It was behind. They always have nonprofits and stuff that work with these protesters amongst the people. But you can see this is more organized. This should not be happening. But without further ado, let's continue watching and find out what's going on. It's crazy.
Right outside of the facility. Now we want you to take a look at some video of what happened earlier tonight. Watch. So there was one of the clashes that happened earlier this evening. There were a few this morning, a couple this afternoon, that one around 7 tonight. Demonstrators have every now and then gone up to the driveway of this facility. They've been yelling at the ICE agents who are on the roof. And in response, those ICE agents have fired pepper balls at them. That is essentially made up of the same chemicals as what's in pepper spray. People here have been rinsing their eyes out with water. Now, several times, though, there has been a message on the loudspeaker saying that those who disrupt or interfere with the federal operation will be arrested. And we've also seen several arrests today. The National Lawyers Guild is reporting that at least 5 people were arrested. 4 of them issued citations. Now, we also want to show you at 4:15 this afternoon, ICE agents were on the roof when a woman approached the fence along with a few other protesters and started shouting at them. Agents shot those demonstrators with pepper balls, and federal agents then came out of the parking lot where the woman got into a scuffle with them. She was thrown onto the ground, and as agents crossed the street trying to move protesters back from the driveway, that woman reached up and grabbed the mask of one of the ICE agents. That is when another one put her in a headlock, and you can see she flashes a peace sign. So what is bringing these protesters out? We chatted with one woman earlier tonight, and here's what she had to say.
Our democracy is drifting away. It's eroding. I heard something yesterday that explained all of these terms. It's eroding, and I hate to see it. Of course I hate to see it, and I worry so much about my children and grandchildren and the generations to come, because this is going to be, who knows when it'll get put back together again, if ever.
So what you're looking at right now is one of those pepper balls. This is what they look like. This is unopened, so it just didn't burst when it hit the ground. But this is what those ICE agents are shooting from the roof. It's non-lethal, again, contains the same chemicals as what is in pepper spray. So we have heard these and seen these being fired off all throughout the day today. Again, several arrests have been made. Now, these protesters have been warned several times to stay back, and it is when they really enter that driveway of the property is when those shots of pepper balls have been fired. Terrence?
Can I confess something?
Yeah, guys, this is it. This is the end at the end of this, and I don't know what's happening there in Chicago. Um, it's really it's horrendous to see what's happening, and once they start making these like really putting your way and penalizing you, we're not. It's been so many years that's been said where you can do what you want to do, and these American citizens are not being penalized for their actions. They've been like detained and released and stuff like that. But now, when they start penalizing you for your actions, and you're gonna have a fine because you put your hands on a federal officer. We're a country of law and order. I don't care what you think or what you feel. Point blank, law and order. They tell you the boundaries. You go against the boundaries. Who do you think you are? I'm an American citizen. This is the American government telling you not to surpass this point of the entrance. And you do what you want to do, because who are you? Other people around you are understanding that. But you are the extremist because your actions showed you want to be noticed. And that's not okay. You can't do that behavior. And when they start enforcing these possible year in jail or prison, and the fine on top of that, you will pay, and they put some U.S. attorneys behind that to get that money from you by leaning on your property, by leaning on your non-profits, taking your business away, then you understand, then you obey when it becomes valuable right now. Right now, I think a lot of you guys don't see the value. You feel like you're not risking nothing. You feel like you're gaining more notoriety or whatever it is uh, for your future career, because there's all reasons behind, but you don't do this type of behavior. And if they start really backing up that federal law and putting that on you guys, then you'll wake up. Then 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 research where who's supporting you to be out there, and then penalize them nonprofit organizations to the hilt, to the hilt, then when they break that down, you ain't got no support. Then you stand there as a citizen. Then you react just like the rest of the citizens. You abide the law. You obey the law. Because now you don't have none of this illusion that you think you have. The illusion of inclusion you don't have. Then you will stand by the law. But until then, some of this behavior is going to happen. But I advise no American citizen to do what that lady done. I don't know if she's American or not, but if you're American, born and raised in this country, and know the rules and regulations, read the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, know the civil rights bills, know the law, basic law, you know not to do this behavior. Don't get caught up in this illusion of inclusion with these people, because they're going to eventually face what they need to face. Remember, we're a country of law and order. That's it. So mind your. I wish you guys the best. I wish you safety and protection and Godspeed, and take care of your families and stay out the way of this. And then we're gonna keep our democracy. Don't get this. Don't get that in your mind. We're going democracy is going to remain. These behavior, these actions are going to be. We have look at American history. Look at Philadelphia. Look at all the other countries when the government put down resurrections. Don't get it twisted. We're different. We're a war nation. We've been in war more years than we've been peacetime. So don't get it twisted. We're a country of law and order. When we will maintain that law and order, I'm gonna say that we had a civil war. Remember, we will maintain that law and order. So don't get it. If you want to go there, go there. I don't advise it. Obey the law of the land. Be respectful of the federal government and its agents. Let them do their jobs, and we'll work this out in the court systems and the system that we have right now. We've been doing it before. Calm down, America. Calm down, please. I don't want no more Americans detained, arrested, pepper sprayed. It's getting crazy out here. God bless you. Good night.